Good morning, Big Brother fans. It is Monday, September 9th. We're approaching less than 2 weeks left in Big Brother. What to tell you about this weekend since our show. Those of you that missed it, we did our podcast on Saturday. It was just Scott and I this week. Colette was busy flying across the country, and so Scott and I held down the fort, did about an hour and 45 minutes, I think, of discussing the goings-on in the house. Of course, on Saturday, during late afternoon, Tommy decided to out his relationship with Christine to Jackson and Holly. So that gave Scott and I some extra stuff to talk about that we weren't anticipating. Again, you might want to check that out on all your favorite podcast outlets, or just go to bigbrotherpodcast.com. Scroll, and on the left-hand side are lots of ways to listen. I did try to look for a way to make a player for Spotify, but it's not easy to do. Spotify doesn't make it easy to link to the most recent episode. So I just gave up. It's on Spotify, but it's also on TuneIn, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spreaker, Stitcher, etc., 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 etc. Anyways, so now, yesterday, pretty quiet day. Tommy has not told Nicole or Cliff about his relationship. This is a big bone of contention among a lot of people. Every time I bring it up, will Tommy tell them? They're like, they already know. No, we really don't know what they know. What we know is they were in the backyard when the person blasted their audio from the show about Cliff or about Christy and Tommy. But we don't know exactly what they heard. What we know is, the best we know is that they've said a couple things that imply that something was heard, and Cliff said whatever the intention was, it didn't work. So he implied he heard something. He probably heard it was about Tommy and Christine, but either he's doing an awesome, amazing job of totally not taking that information into account, or he didn't really understand what was being said. And I'm thinking it's more of the latter. I don't think Cliff and Nicole, either they don't believe what was said if they even heard it clearly, or they didn't hear it clearly. And I'm kind of tired of defending myself every time I ask this question. We'll know eventually. Eventually, Cliff and Nicole will be asked, did you guys hear what was said over the wall? And they'll say, yeah, we heard it, but we didn't quite understand it, or whatever they'll say. It'll come out. But for now, I'm going with the opinion of they did not understand what was being said, and if Tommy tells them, it will probably put a different spin on their attitude about Tommy. At least it would me. I'm sorry. And Cliff and Nicole are both fans of the game and the show, and they should realize that having a strong ally like Christy in the house or in the jury house would be a detriment to their game. Now, the way Tommy spun it kind of seems like maybe he's spinning it like, oh, she's not an ally of mine. I just had to have her in the house. It wasn't my choice. She was there. But I'd be awful. They were awful friendly. I would think they were close. All right. So again, Tommy did not tell Nicole or Cliff any of this. And so yesterday, fairly quiet, late Saturday, after we talked on the show, I said, what are the odds that Nicole uses the power of veto? And Scott didn't think so. I'm not saying I'm right, you're wrong to Scott, but it does appear now that Nicole is going to use the power of veto and to save Cliff. So Jackson will have to put up Holly as the renom. Holly will now be the last person nominated, and so there will be no person managing to get through the season never being nominated for sure. Holly will be nominated, and I believe Holly at this point may get voted out, which again raises the question of, should Tommy have revealed his secret when he did to Jackson and Holly, because now they have information about Tommy that I would certainly say, hey guys, Tommy's got Christine. They're friends. Do you really want to keep him around? I don't know. But then again, they are not. Jackson and Holly are less of fans of the show, and they may not be thinking that deeply, although Jackson seems to really analyze things and try to figure out what's best for his game. But we haven't seen Holly or Jackson discussing the relationship today or yesterday. So I'm not sure. But that's what's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how Holly handles being on the block. She's never been on the block before. Is she going to handle it well? Is she going to freak out? Are they going to start to see the writing on the wall and realize that very possible that Holly will go home on or go to jury on Thursday? And if so, how will that go down? It should be interesting. Much more interesting than I thought it was going to be when I kind of thought that it was going to be a sure lock thing that Tommy was going to get evicted. So, hey, look, there's not a whole lot of opportunities for drama at this point in the house other than Jackson and Holly fighting, which they did again last night. Those of you that are gluttons for punishment, I think it's about 2:30 a.m. Big Brother time. So it'd be like 5:30 Eastern time. They started getting into it. They were snipping at each other all day, but it finally blew up with Holly. Apparently, I haven't gone and watched it myself. Calling Jackson an a-hole again, and Jackson saying, "What did you say? What did you say? Why did you?" And that's totally a trigger for Jackson. Call him that, he will go off. At least to Holly, he will. And so he did. At least for an hour, they've argued and fought back, and she was sobbing, and I can picture her curled up in a ball on the floor, kind of. And I'm not making fun of it. I'm just saying that's what seems to happen with Holly and Jackson. So, yeah. Happened again. They will not last a month. They will not last. No, they won't. I guess Jackson was talking about thinking about going on the challenge, which Holly was totally against, which is MTV's show. I don't watch any of the MTV shows, so that's it. That's what's up. I mean, we only got 5 house guests left. How much more do you want from me? Nobody's asking. Those of you that have not listened to our podcast from Saturday night, we did have a winner in the second drawing for the Big Brother Gossip Bag, and it was Vince. And I just have to say Vince because Vince is one of our producers, and Vince did get a hold of me and does want the bag, so it will be getting shipped out to him. I am sorry I could not give one to everyone. I really am. But this is kind of a thing I did on a whim way back in February, I think. March. Sometime when Celebrity Big Brother was winding up, and I thought I would try to get Tom Green to sign these things. So, I thought it'd be a fun thing to do. And so I bought the bags myself. I drove them to Nashville, Tennessee, and I had Tom Green sign them. Kind of cool, kind of fun. I hope our patrons enjoyed it, even though I could only give away 2 of them. So those will get shipped out in my best hopes. I will get them in the mail today, or not today, but this week. Won't happen today. Probably won't happen tomorrow. Tomorrow is another road trip into the state of Illinois. So that'll be a full day thing. So maybe Wednesday. I don't know. I'll have to see. That's it, guys. I am wrapping it up. I am out of here. I hope you have a wonderful Monday, if there is such a thing. I get to go into 3 hours of meetings. Whee! Management is so much fun. That's how I always love to start my Mondays, by sitting through meetings. Yeah. Maybe it'll be short. Maybe we won't have 3 hours. Maybe I'll do like an hour. Maybe we'll do 2 hours. 2 hours even would be... Okay, just Sucks when you walk out of a meeting and you realize it's lunchtime and you haven't done anything productive in reality. Except for take a lot of notes that you're going to disseminate to other people. All right, with that cheery note, I shall be signing off. Talk to you guys tomorrow. And again, hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.